things I would love you guys to remember, which is basic, which is reasonable, and which is really, really important. And we have spent approximately 15 years to actually mature and research and deliver. And one of these 4 things up here is actually the consideration of a strategy. Now, when we are talking negotiation, definitely, and in any kind of a relationship and collaboration with other people, organizations, or whatever, we need a strategy. I got the pleasure of working with major corporations, government, and institutions around the globe, and the majority of all of these organizations haven't got a fixed strategy into negotiation, how to collaborate, and how to work with other organizations. So we need a defined strategy, and I'm going to cover that today. The second item up here, it's basic trust. Now, I'll getting back to that in a minute, but trust is one of the problems, especially in the Western world right now. You know, a lot of people are saying that the Western world is in a financial crisis. There's a recession. I strongly disagree. I don't think we have financial problems in the Western world. We have major troubles in trust. We don't trust each other. Actually, it's researched this area, and we trust each other today way less in the Western world than we did 20 years ago and even 10 years ago. And you know what, guys? The higher the trust we're able to create, the less transactional cost we have in any kind of collaborations, and the higher profit everybody's going to get. The lower the trust we're having between 2 organizations, the higher transactional cost and the lower profit. How many of you are educated in economics? Could you raise your hand, please? Okay. Do you know what, guys? You love trust, because people in economics love trust, because trust is equal to profit. Trust is equal to success. And today we have the lowest recorded trust level ever seen among human beings. So trust is a key issue today we need to focus on. The third item I'm going to talk about today is rules of the game. Now, do you know what, guys? Everybody is not negotiating the same way. If I'm coming from Scandinavia and going to Malaysia, where I've just been, they might be negotiating quite differently. If I'm moving from my organization into British Petroleum in the UK, they might be negotiating slightly differently. If I'm just leaving my office, walking across the hallway into one of my colleagues' offices, he or she might be negotiating in a slightly different way. Because you know what? United Nations is based in New York, and they have never defined a rule on how to negotiate. So that means there's no rules on how to negotiate. So when you guys turn up to negotiate, you could actually imagine yourself standing with a racket on a tennis court, and on the other side of the net, somebody sitting with a chessboard, because that's how they're going to negotiate. That's how differently negotiation could be perceived. So we need to understand the rules of the game and actually agree the rules of the game prior to getting into any kind of negotiation. And the fourth one is the area called negotiation.